welcome to the Friday edition of the United Front Show. My name is Raz. Hope everybody's doing well, and the weekend is here, meaning Manchester United are going to be taking on Sevilla on Sunday, and that's going to be an exciting game. I'm really excited about it. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit, okay? But let's first start with some non-Manchester United related news. How about that? Who expected it? Bayern Munich 8, Barcelona 2. Yeah, you heard that right. Bayern Munich 8, Barcelona 2. One more time. Bayern Munich 8, Barcelona 2. And that's amazing. I mean, nobody saw that coming, and I think that this is the beginning of the end for Barcelona. I mean, they'll obviously have to go back and, evaluate their squad and do all of that. But anyway, enough with Barcelona. This is the Manchester United show, so let's talk about United. Excited about this weekend. Before we jump into that, let's talk about what the news is saying about Manchester United. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Mike Phelan came out basically and said, look, Manchester United really need to win some silverware in order for them to prove that they're actually improving. It's been a lot of talk about United improving and looking better and what Solskjaer has done and all of that, the improvement of, the impact that Bruno Fernandes has had, Pogba's looking better, Greenwood, Martial, Rashford, McGuire, all of those guys. But you know what? At the end of the day, improvement, especially at Manchester United, is basically evaluated or determined by silverware. So we really need that silverware. I called it last time. Remember, young player of the season? I called it. Who did I say would win? I said Trent Alexander would win simply because he was also shortlisted for Player of the Year and Young Player of the Year. So right now they gave him the Young Player of the Year award. Look, it is what it is. We had three players on the list: Martial, Rashford, and Greenwood. So next time we'll get him. We know, Greenwood still has some time. Rashford still has some time. Martial is now 24, so he's not going to be on the list. We'll have another kid jump in. It's going to be tough for Trent Alexander-Arnold to repeat the season that he's had. So that's going to be tough. Bruno Fernandes basically said Mason Greenwood is has a bright future ahead of him. He talked about how he is an amazing young player, easily the best young player that he's ever seen, and he's got a long way to go in terms of maximizing his potential. Right now, we're just seeing a very little bit of it, which is amazing. That little bit that we're seeing is still, on a very, very high level. So that's exciting to see that Bruno is now taking on that role and, mentoring and, talking really, saying some really good things about Greenwood. So that's great. Pirlo, who is now the coach of Juve. I may have mentioned it on this show. I don't remember. But Andre Pirlo basically said that he would love to work with Paul Pogba. I knew it. The moment that he was hired as coach, that for Juventus, that he would start considering bringing Paul Pogba back. Obviously, if you recall, when Pogba was really doing amazing at Juve, he had Pirlo in the midfield. They were basically running the show, and he would like to have him there. So look, here's the deal: if Pogba wants to go, he can go. We talked about this before. If Pogba wants to go, he can leave. We would love for him to stay, but in the event he decides that he wants more money or he wants to go back home, look, we've got players that would be ready to come back to United. I think it would open up opportunities for Donny van de Beek, who would love to come to United. I think Van de Beek basically said, look, I won't get disappointed if I can't leave, because he loves Ajax. He obviously does. But there's nothing that says that he can't, come to United. I think it would be a really, really good player for us. Wouldn't be as expensive as, some of the other players that we're looking at. And I'm not going to talk about that transfer saga. You know what I'm talking about. I'm done with it. Apparently he's not coming, so whatever. So that I think that would be great. Van de Beek would be awesome. And Grealish obviously would be another good player to have. All right, so that's really about it. I mean, there's been some other news about Ighalo apparently going to Paris Saint-Germain. They're looking at him. 31 years of age. You know what? Not bad. He can go. There's been some other players that are being linked with Man United. Douglas Costa is 29 years of age. I get it. We need to blend the experience with the youth. But you know what? For right now, it is what it is. Let's move on. Let's talk about Sevilla. So I've had an opportunity to look at that team very, very closely and try to figure out where their weaknesses are and how Manchester United need to approach this game. I'm not a master tactician. I'm not even trying to be yet, but I'll tell you exactly what I saw about that team. Number one, they're very, very solid, and they're a very, very good, capable team. Unfortunately, I did not see Wolves or Roma attack them enough. Based on that, it's very, very difficult to see how good their defense is. Adama Traore obviously had that run from his own half, almost, from his own goal box and, got fouled on the other side, and there was a penalty in the other goal box. But apart from that, I really didn't see much from Wolves or Roma. So what I did see about that team is the fact that they are very, very strong on the right. They have players who are very, very tricky. They can beat you with, a drop of the shoulder or, a move here and there. And they can cross the ball. They've got players who are constantly running into the box and crossing the ball. So what should Manchester United's tactic be? Sevilla dominated Wolves in possession. And I mean dominated. That means, they played Spanish type of, football. If you remember when Manchester United first faced Barcelona in the Champions League, that was painful. That was painful. I don't even want to remember that, but that was painful. We should be cognizant of that threat, that Sevilla will possess the ball very well. We may have to, hit them on the counter. If they are very strong on the right side, that means that's going to be on our left side. Luke Shaw is not playing. We've got Brandon Williams there. Brandon Williams needs to be steady, and he needs to make sure that those crosses don't come in, whether it's Brandon Williams or somebody else. But should those crosses come in, Lindelof needs to make sure that he can jump as high as can be. With that being said, I don't see Lindelof starting. I see McGuire and Bailey starting because I think Bailey is better than Lindelof in the air. So you may have to see that. I see Rashford, who plays on the left side for Man United in terms of midfielders or attacking mid, whatever you want to call it. Rashford will have to track back quite a bit to help out Brandon Williams. Otherwise, we're going to be in trouble. We have to be very, very compact as a defense. No room for errors, no mistakes. We have to be wary of all those balls that are going to be coming in, from crosses. But I think the most important part is we can't play a defensive game all the way. We have to show them what our attack is capable of doing. And when we get the ball, possessing it is going to be very important. Yes, we'll probably hit them on the counter. That's what I foresee us doing. I think that Bruno Fernandes has to take care of the ball as well. Because if he doesn't, we're going to be in trouble. They have a very different type of game in the sense that they can hit you on the counter, they can pass the ball, they can, they're such a, they're not a one-dimensional team. They've got some tall guys who can, head the ball. So here's where I think the game will be won or lost. It's really going to be based on our ability to cover the right-hand side, our ability to ensure that once we get the ball, we have players that are ready to attack their defense. Because that's the part that we have not seen yet. The one-on-ones and all of this stuff, we can't give them enough time. We have to move the ball very, very quickly. And I think it's going to be an amazing game to watch. So please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm looking forward to Sunday. Until then, we will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. I'm out.